Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Rome Business Radio. This is the Hardy Realty Show. We are broadcasting from the Hardy Realty Studios inside the Manus Business Center, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. I'm Roger Manus with Rome Business Radio, and we are joined today by Michelle Reichard from Hardy Realty. Hello, Michelle. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
You need to lean in, Michelle. I told you these microphones need
I got you.
There you go. How are you?
I'm good.
You're always a little shy off the top. We got to get you warmed up.
I know.
Would you mind introducing our guests?
Yeah. So we have Amy Cox. She is representing Junior Service League of Rome today.
Hello, Amy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
And we have Seth Ingram with the Rome International Film Festival.
Hi, Seth.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having us.
Seth is he's been on the show before, so he's a veteran. But you're a rookie, Amy. How are you?
A little nervous, but I'm here.
As I said, it's a cocktail party without the cocktails. We're just trying to let people share their stories. So let's start with you at Junior Service League. We've had some representatives from Junior Service League on our shows in the past, so we know a little bit about it. But specifically, I know that you wanted to talk about the Follies.
Yes.
So talk away. Tell us about it.
Okay, so my name's Amy, and I've been a member of Junior Service League for, I think, about 10 years now. And Junior Service League started in 1934, and our Follies show started in 1940. So this is a long-standing tradition in our community, and we typically do our Follies show every other year. This will be our 40th Follies. There are some breaks during different, like for COVID, for instance, we delayed our Follies a year. So it's actually been 3 years instead of 2 that we're doing our Follies this year. And we're doing a Broadway theme. So it's going to be a lot of different vignettes of Broadway shows. It'll be really fun.
I was going to say, so you got 3 years of creativity, it's kind of been held back, right?
Yes. Well, we hire our creativity. We have a wonderful guy, Chris, that comes and he only does Folly shows. That's kind of his gig as he travels around and does different shows. So he comes to us with the show. But what he does do is he caters the show to our community. So we'll have some businesses that have commercials and different skits that highlight the businesses in this town. So he's really creative on the spot to kind of work with who we've got. Okay, so for people that don't understand Folly, it's a show, yes,
and it's sketch comedy.
Yes.
And so, like, give us some examples of, I know Thomas Kislett from the Chamber one time was in a hula skirt and coconut bra or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yes, we've had that. We've had circus performers. We have some very good real talent, and then we have some others. I would go into the others category. When I first started participating in Follies, I was like, I will do the bare minimum that I am required to do as a Junior Service League member. And now I feel like I try to be in as much as possible, and I have zero talent. So anyone can do it. It's mainly our members that participate, but we get a lot of folks from Rome Little Theater that join us, and also just people involved in the community that want to do something a little bit outside of the box.
Well, and at the end of the day, it's primarily a fundraiser, correct?
Yes, it is a fundraiser. We do our Poinsettia Fundraiser, which is wrapping up. Actually, the last day to order poinsettias is this Friday, if you're interested. And that mainly funds our League for Learning program. We purchase school supplies for every school in the county and city. And that usually serves over 2,500 students with school supplies each year, and that's funded through that. Our spring fundraiser, which would either be Follies or Garden Tour, that funds our community partner projects. So, like, for instance, this year, our community partners are Brighter Birthdays, the Chieftains Museum, Global Girls Incorporated, Good Neighbors Ministries, Harbor House, Hospitality House, Restoration Rome, Ruth and Naomi Shelter, YMCA, Open Door Home, Cancer Navigators, Rome Children's Academy, and the Exchange Club. So
wow.
We provide financial assistance, we provide volunteers, and that's all done through our community partnership program.
Wow, that's
We're
impressive.
a busy group.
So just kind of you had mentioned the Follies usually only happens every other year.
Correct.
So, but it's you took a gap year because of COVID, and
Correct.
so this will be so it's time for and when will the Follies happen?
It is going to be on February 3rd and 4th, so it's a 2-night program. And it's the same show each night. And so you could buy a general ticket and come either night you want to come, or you can buy a patron's ticket, and we have a pre-party before at the DeSoto. And you have to choose whether you want to come on Friday or Saturday. And then also this year, we're offering a virtual option. So you can buy a virtual ticket and you'll get a link to watch the show live from home if that's something that you would like to do. So people out of town can participate and enjoy.
Isn't that amazing how everybody's gotten used to virtual now? And
we've adapted.
We not only have we adapted, we added. It's now an asset.
Yes.
Because like you said, somebody could have a relative in California that wants to watch it or something. So great. Seth, you got a film festival breathing down your neck here, buddy?
Yeah, it starts next Thursday. We kick off. Looking forward to it. It's our 18th annual Rome International Film Festival. So thankful to have Hardy as a sponsor again this year. It's going to be a great one. We've got some great special guests coming in, and we're still announcing some. We're going to have Billy Bob Thornton with us and Mario Van Peebles. We're going to do the 25th anniversary screening of Sling Blade as part of the festival, and do a Q&A with Billy afterward. And then Mario Van Peebles, we're going to show the film that he made about his father called Badass. It's about Melvin Van Peebles. So I don't know. Do you have a bleep button?
Oh, we're okay. This is podcasting is the Wild West, man.
Yeah, we kick off on Thursday with our opening night. We have a student film academy at the city auditorium where we have 4 film industry speakers that come in, and we bus in kids from the city and county schools that come in and do presentations with them. And then we have our opening night film is going to be One Pint at a Time at the DeSoto Theater at 7 p.m. on Thursday the 11th. And so we're excited about that. We have Nappy Roots with us that night, the band.
All right. I've got a bunch of questions. Seth knows I like movies. So how does a film festival, as prestigious as this one is, get we've had Burt Reynolds come to town before. Judge Reinhold how do you get Billy Bob Thornton? How does that happen?
Oh, the film industry is really a tight-knit group once you get into it. So if you don't know somebody, you know somebody that knows somebody. And I just happened to find out that Billy Bob was on a film that's filming in Georgia during this time, and I knew one of the producers on it, so we got a word in. And Michael Dunaway, who joined our team, is good friends with one of the producers, and so we just made a call, and it worked out. And if he's, we're working around Billy's film schedule, but we got him pinned down for Sunday. We're hoping to have him for some events on Saturday as well.
All right. So when Q&A happens with Billy, can we ask him questions about Angelina Jolie, his ex-wife?
We would prefer you not to do that.
Okay, well, I won't.
But I'm sure there will be some. We get some interesting questions. It's always a danger throwing questions out to the audience.
Sure, yeah. And celebrities know what their history is, and they may get an obscure question. But I mean, he's such a unique actor. Just his body of work, Sling Blade especially, if that's what we're celebrating. Ladies, have you seen Sling Blade? Yeah. You don't remember if you have. Well, Michelle, this is audio. Nodding your head does not.
I didn't want to discredit anything.
No, it's.
Yeah, so that was one Billy wrote, directed, and starred in. So that's why and it was the 25th anniversary. That's why we chose that one. I'm sure there's a lot of films that we could have chose, but we threw it to him, and that's the one he picked. So. Yeah, we're excited to do that.
Well, I did not look at his IMDb page beforehand, and I know I'm focusing on him when we get plenty to talk about with the festival. But he was the NASA chief in Armageddon,
yes,
the Bruce Willis movie, and he did a movie with.
I did see Armageddon,
and he still has this TV show Goliath on. Is it Amazon? I think it's on Amazon, maybe Netflix. I could be wrong with that, but yeah. So he's still working a lot.
Yeah, and he's a Southern guy. I think he's from Arkansas originally, and so interesting to talk to him. So just more about the festival. How can people?
Yeah. Okay. And also we brought in. I don't know if I mentioned this last time I was on, but we brought in Lewis Black, who is one of the co-founders of South by Southwest Film Festival. Is one of our creatives now. So he has a huge wealth of knowledge and people connections that he can bring people in. So we're going to build that going forward. We're going to really start to focus more on Georgia films and try to build a Georgia film community with the festival. That's one of our missions that we're trying to accomplish. If you want to check out the full schedule and all that, you go to riffga.com and check on our film guide, and you can see all the films that are coming in. We basically start playing films Thursday night, and we don't stop until Sunday night.
Have you seen them all?
I've seen most of them. Yeah, we have a whole team of people that screen all the shorts films. Particularly, it takes a lot of work. In a normal year we get around 1,100 submissions, and then we program around 80 films. So there's a lot of eyes that have to. It's a filtration system, and hopefully it rises to the top. But there's a lot of selection. Just because you can have a great film that doesn't get into the festival, we have to kind of pick and choose which one fits our audience, and it's a delicate process.
Well, and you were also telling me one time you were very clear on like the applications that this is in Rome, Georgia.
Yes.
But you still get people.
Oh, let me tell you. We have one this year, a mistaken identity case. We had a 8-minute film submitted by an Israeli filmmaker, and we accepted it. And we saw him post on his social media that he thought he had submitted to Rome, Italy Film Festival, and we didn't realize. But then, well, we always reach out to the consulates when we have foreign filmmakers. So we reached out to the Israeli consulate, and now we have this 8-minute film that's playing on a Friday afternoon, and the Israeli consulate is sending a representation up, and there's going to be security and the whole bit, and that goes with that. So this filmmaker's coming from Israel to be with us for his film that shows twice on Friday.
That's awesome.
So things like that do happen. We had the producer from Gladiator and the movie Troy accidentally submitted a film to us one year, and he actually brought the film to us and came out, and that was great. So at least some of them honor their commitment when they realize they've made a mistake. But explicitly, when you submit, there's a button on our submission that says, you understand this is Rome, Georgia. Not Rome, Italy. So I don't feel that bad.
Just read the instructions.
Yeah.
So Junior Service League, Amy, tell us a little bit, just a broad overview of the organization. Obviously, you're here to talk about the Follies, but this organization does a lot of good things, and it touches a lot of things. So just give us a broad overview if you can.
Well, like I said, we've been around since 1934, so we've been a part of this community for a long time. And you end up seeing generations of women joining our group, and I feel like our group has changed in the last probably 20 years to be a more diverse group. We have people from all different walks of life. We have a lot of working women, a lot of women who are business owners. So we're just a very strong group of women. One thing that I enjoy about being a part of Junior Service League, not only serving our community, but I meet these wonderful women that I would not get the privilege of meeting otherwise in my day-to-day life. So it's just a nice way to network with other women, to support our community. And our mission is mainly to focus on organizations and support organizations that help women and children in need here. So that's our main focus.
Yeah, that's my experience from the people that I've met. It's intelligent, passionate women working together to support each other in organizations in town. So Michelle, as our Hardy representative on the Hardy Realty Show, tell us about why these guests were invited this week. We know Hardy, you guys want to celebrate what goes on in our community. We don't use the platform here to talk about home sales, but that's just because Hardy is so plugged into things like this as well, right?
That's right. So we try to keep a good pulse on what's going on and how we can help. And so just with the film festival coming up, we reached out and just said, hey, we got some space on a billboard. You're welcome to hop on. And we got a podcast that you're welcome to get on and share. So we just try to be a good platform. The same with League. Knew the Follies was coming up. It's a fun event that the community really gets behind, and I think a lot of people missed it last year. Mm-hmm. So just really wanted to highlight that it's coming back and it's coming back strong. So just and anyone, if you're an organization that could use some airtime or some just support, Hardy, that's just what we try to do. So if you don't hear from us, reach out to us.
Now, have you ever participated in the Follies?
I have.
It's a family affair for both Michelle and I.
Yeah,
our kids participate, husbands.
Her husband. I'm working on Dustin.
So, like, what skit have you been in? What did you have to do?
Well, so I did it.
Have to do. That sounds like it's like you were dragged into something. But what fun did you have?
Yeah, so I did it as a kid. There was an Oliver skit I remember vividly being in, and then in League myself. So there's we have our first year members are called provisionals. So there's a super fun skit for provisional members only. They get together and kind of celebrate their first year. The last year it was a circus theme. So lots of circus dancing. And then we dance with the kids on one. Like the kids do their own skits and they hop in with adults. It's just a great, I was one. I was like, I'm good with just the one that my class is doing, but I ended up doing a lot more.
Back in the night, I'm digressing, but that's part of conversation. Back in the 1970s, I'm dating myself. I was in elementary school at West End, and they used to do the chieftain acts. Y'all probably don't remember that, do you?
Yeah.
and it was a sketch comedy thing. And I did, as a 8-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, I did an Elvis Presley lip sync.
To
Hound Dog.
yeah, there you go.
And I rocked the house. I don't want to brag, but I rocked the house.
I mean, so you're signing up for Follies is what I hear you
No,
saying.
that's not what I'm saying. But
I'm signing you up.
I do remember, this was what's really funny. My mother, sewed an outfit for me, and it was a jumpsuit type thing. And, but I had blonde hair, like white blonde hair, and a bang bowl haircut. And I did not want anybody to dye my hair black, touch my hair. So I did Elvis as a blonde.
Yep.
I didn't even wear a wig.
Well, I had a purple wig for the Follies.
Yes.
So what other, can you just focus on, when I think sketch comedy, I think Saturday Night Live, I guess everybody does. So is it kind of in that vein, different sketches touching on different things, but you say it's local businesses kind of get incorporated, or maybe a political joke or a joke about this or that. So is that what it's all about? Just the fun?
And we've had, in the different Follies that I've participated in, we've had some that tend to be more like a play and have a storyline throughout, and others that are more like vignettes. So 3 years ago, we did a musical one. So it was a lot of different clips from different musicals. And so the Broadway one will be similar to that it will just be different pieces from different Broadway shows. There's always comedy. There's always good music. Some interesting music for us that don't sing all the time, but we do our best.
That's why you should lip sync.
Yeah. Yes. But yes, there's always really fun costumes. Usually we try to rope in our husbands to do all the silly things. My husband was a lobster in a Little Mermaid skit getting cooked in a pot one time. I was in a turkey costume as Miss November Follies. It's just really fun. It's stuff that you wouldn't do normally and you wouldn't see normally. It's just a really good time.
Well, Michelle, I know we don't talk home sales on this, but literally being in the real estate business, when you're buying and selling homes and maybe people are moving here from different places, quality of life is a big thing.
Absolutely.
And the culture and the events. And I mean, these are two great ones. So could you just talk to that about the quality of life here and how these great events help in that regard?
Yeah, I was talking to a client yesterday, moving in from out of town, younger, coming for the medical college, and just little hesitation coming to Rome from a bigger city. And I think the common connection is it's such a great place to be, between the trails and the nature that we have to all of these organizations that really invest and make it special for all ages, with kids, without kids, post kids, and now being able to reach out, even live streaming these events, connecting to families that aren't even here or have left. So there's going to be some league members that don't live here anymore, but they're going to zoom in and watch the Follies. So I love, and people know I'm from Rome. My friends in college always gave me a hard time about being diehard Rome, but it's so true. We just have such a great environment, and people really do. It's not even buy into it. You don't have to buy into it. They just know that it's true and it's real, and people usually get in and get involved. Yeah,
there's a richness and a texture to life here because of the small town, but yet great events like this that just add to. And tell us how RIFF has grown over the years, Seth.
Well, when it first started, it was looked at as I guess from the chamber, was like an economic development tool to lure some other companies into town to show that we had an international component. Instead of the festival was originally in Dahlonega, and it was moved to Rome 18 years ago. So this is actually our 19th festival, but it's our 18th in Rome. But I wasn't involved with it when it first started, but it's just grown. And when I took over in 2015, it was my first year running it. And I've always valued it and saw in Rome's a great place to have a film festival. Everything's walkable. It's right downtown. We have it's a great place to do this and highlight our city. And it puts us on a bigger stage, especially when we bring in some of these news media that covers the celebrities and that sort of thing. So it's good to get some good press sometimes and not always see Rome on the news for some of the things that it's on the news for sometimes.
So look, take me through it. How does a film festival work? You got all these films playing all over the place. How does it work? If I want to go see something, but I've got all these choices.
Yeah. So you have to kind of look at your schedule and pick. We have two venues going at the DeSoto Theater and the Rome Auditorium, and pick the events you want to go to. And you can buy a day pass. You can buy a whole pass to the entire festival, a VIP pass, which gets you into the after parties. Or you can just buy a pass to see the films, which most of them are $10 a piece. Some of them are $15 for the some of the other events. But we always seek pass holders first and then general admission. But yeah, so it's just you go watch movies, and then if you go to the parties, you get a chance to actually talk to some of the people. A lot of the producers and directors and things will be in town, so it's a great opportunity to kind of get to know the industry. I encourage all of my film students at Georgia Highlands and all the other anybody that's interested in a film career, go to festivals. That's the best place to make connections and really find out. Because people always ask me, how do you break into the film industry? And a lot of it is networking and who you know. And this is a great opportunity to go meet people and talk to people. You have people coming in from all over the place.
Now, have you ever been in a film?
I have been in a few films, yeah.
And like what would I have seen you in?
Well, I don't think you would have seen me in any of them. But I produced a film, a docudrama, and I was the lead principal in it. And that was called Blind Tiger: The Legend of Beltree Smith. It was a bootlegging film about a bootlegger from Eastham Hill, Georgia. So I played the lead in that. And I've been in bit parts on a few independent films, but I prefer to be behind the camera most of the time.
Well, yeah, that's obviously that's critical to the producers and directors and the cinematographers, because movie making, like I said, I'm kind of a novice, but I like it because my background is television, news, and sports, so I understand a little bit of the workflow. But there's so much that goes into it. It's not just the performance; it's costumes, it's lighting, it's everything. So,
oh yeah, it's. Well, I describe it as producing a film is you open a business and close it down in a month. So you have to do everything it takes to open a business, get it up and running, then you're closing it down. So it's a ton of work that goes into it, and it's a collaborative process, and you're dealing with 60, 80 people, and all the logistics that goes with all of that. So it's a lot of work.
Well, yeah, that kind of brings me to the Follies. So you work all this time for the one event, the 2-night event, and then what?
Yes. And the Follies year is hard because our members have worked so hard on our Poinsettia sale, and then we jump right into Follies, and that we really, for 3 weeks, we only rehearse for 3 weeks. So our director, Chris, comes in.
You rehearse?
Oh, yeah. We do rehearse.
I'm just teasing. Of course you rehearse.
It may not appear that. Yeah, we do. But we do.
And then your director comes in. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
He's here for 3 weeks. So we have a kickoff party, and we start auditioning then, and then we just hit the ground running.
Wait, there's auditions?
Loosely. He has you sing Happy Birthday. So be prepared if you want to come join our show. Just be ready with your Happy Birthday rendition.
Variation, yeah.
Yeah.
And what can we expect this year? Anything different or unique, or is it just kind of tried and true formula, funny comedy, singing?
It should be pretty similar, and really we don't know exactly what will be in the show until he arrives.
Right. So
it's kind of a surprise for all of us. We have a set crew that is working on building a few of our props and sets right now, but I haven't even heard, it kind of stays within them, and then he'll kind of announce what numbers will be in our show.
So are Michelle and her kids in this year? And are you and your kids in this year?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Kid.
Seth, have you ever been in the Follies?
I have not.
This is your year, Seth.
It is. Everyone's signing up today. We need men.
All hands in.
We do need men. We have a lot of women that participate, but we always need men participants.
If I commit to anything else, my wife will probably run away from it. But I would love to do it at some point.
It's really fun.
All right, folks, you heard that. Seth is in at some point.
And really, we do have the option of folks in the community, if they want to participate. We had one student, I think it was 3 years ago. She was a high school senior, very busy schedule, but had a beautiful voice. And she came and sang a Frozen song for us. So she had very minimal commitment and just came those 2 nights and sang her bit and left. So there are ways that if you really do want to do a tiny little piece, you can do it with less of a commitment.
So like I could have a limo bring me in, I do my thing, and then I can
and you just whisk away.
Yeah, right. And y'all provide the entourage and the limo, and
yes.
I would be in for more of the comedy segment, not the musical segment.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, maybe the musical would be the comedy.
Yeah, it would be if I was me performing.
So tickets. How can people? I guess there's twofold here. How can people go attend, and how can people get involved if they want to be a performer?
Okay, so if you would like to buy tickets, they'll go on our website. I believe it's going to be November 11th. So we're closing down our Poinsettia sale on the 5th, so you can still order online on our website then. And then once that closes down, about a week later, we'll put our tickets up. Children's tickets are $10. General admission is $20. Our virtual option is $20. And then our patrons tickets are $50, and that includes preferred seating and a patrons party before the event. And then we also have sponsorship options. Our title sponsor is MSP this year, and they're our top sponsor. And then there's different tiers below that. You can buy a package that includes tickets and ads and PR before the event, or you can buy kind of what I call off of our a la carte menu, where we have ads you can buy for our program, ads that can be displayed on stage during the performance. So if anyone's interested in that, you can go to our website, to our Follies page, which is www.jslofrome.com. Or you can email me at jslofromefundraising@gmail.com. A very long one, but yes. So there's a lot of different ways to get involved. If you'd like to participate, again, you can go to our website, and there's an email address that you can contact and say, "Hey, I'd like more information about participating." We'll be posting things on our social media with information on who to contact and when you can just show up. You don't even have to let us know before. You can just show up at our kickoff to kind of join in the fun.
And just what about big, broad, general? If somebody wants to join the Junior Service League, do they have to know somebody, network in, or is it?
We do a member drive in the spring.
Okay.
And so those applications will be due. They'll probably post them, I would believe, probably January or February. They'll be due end of March. And then the league year runs May to May. So we'll kind of bring in our new members in May. You basically have to have someone in league to kind of vouch for you, sponsor you, if you will. But we also encourage, if you're new to the area and just don't know anyone in the league, reach out to us. We're a very open group of women. We'd love to support you, get to know you, and then sponsor you through the process. So we're a pretty easy crew, I have to say.
Yeah, y'all just are driven to do stuff. It's like, get out of their way because we're getting this done.
Yeah, I need some of those people on our team. Which brings me to a segue here. We do have some volunteer opportunities open for the festival. So if anyone wants to volunteer, you can go to our website and the Get Involved link, and we would love to have some community participation with volunteers.
Okay. Any other information we want to get out here as we kind of wrap up? I want to make sure everybody has the time. You want to revisit your website, Seth, or how people can support or buy tickets, things like that?
Yeah. So it's riffga.com. You can buy your tickets online, or we will be selling them at the door as well. You can buy your passes or your tickets to any individual film. And yeah, to get involved, if you want to be we're a little late to bring on new sponsors, but if you want to be a sponsor, we would still find a way to make that work. So you can come to us that way. But we do have the volunteer opportunities, and we have all the components of, we educate, we enlighten, we hope, and then we entertain, and we try to bring the community together. And I think we're doing a really good job of that with this particular festival. There's a lot of opportunities to bring different communities together, and stars showing up, Billy Bob Thornton and Mario Van Peebles, and I lost my train of thought. Oh, the volunteers. What type of volunteer work are you looking for? We need to transport some people to and from the airport. We need people to work concessions. We need people to work the doors, those sorts of things. Ushers during these events. So it's that type of activity. So there's lots of different ways to plug in, and we have Michael Pullen, who is organizing our volunteers, will find you a role. But yeah, we do have a lot of people. It's a lot of, I think we have, just with this festival alone, we have almost 40 room nights of guests. So it's a lot of people to bring in and a lot of logistics to work out to get them from place to place. Just
kind of glad. I mean, I know we're still on the back end of a pandemic here, and those are issues, but just kind of glad that we're getting back to normal.
Yes.
You know, and getting some of these great events going on again. Any final thoughts?
No. Thank you for having me.
Michelle, you good?
I'm good. Thank y'all for coming.
Any final thoughts? Nope. Okay. Well, great. This has been fantastic. Seth, Amy, Michelle, appreciate your time. You've been listening to the Hardy Realty Show on Rome Business Radio. We broadcast from the Hardy Realty Studios, and we work in cooperation with the Rome News Tribune. Thank you so much for listening.